Hey guys, Ken Kaplan, New England Motorcycle Museum. Welcome back to a simpler time. A time before computers, before cell phones, back when all you had to do when you were a kid was ride your dirt bike. This was a great time to be a Suzuki rider. 1975, 1976, 1977, Tony DiStefano won the World Motocross Grand Prix. And Suzuki was the bike to have. In 1977, this was the finest 250 production motocross bike money could buy. This is a very special piece. It was an exciting time to be a motocrosser also. This bike, looking at this bike brings me back to when I was 12 years old, reading the magazines. I had a little Suzuki RM150, and just looking at this bike is total nostalgia for me, and this is just an awesome running machine. So the 1976 was the first year of the laid down shocks. They went from a TM to an RM. The 1977 model was the last year of the aluminum tank. It's an aluminum tank with a steel swing arm. Obviously single cylinder, 2-stroke, reed valve induction. Has the upswept pipe, which was a new thing in 76. Just 2 years before, they had straight up and down shocks, and it had the pipe going underneath. This is a much more modern design, and let me tell you, this thing rips. It'll do 5-gear wheelies. This particular bike was owned by Jay Wilson. He's an AHMRA national champion, and Jay told me that he rebuilt this bike completely, rebuilt the motor on it, and he has 3.5 hours on the motor, documented 3.5 hours of AHMRA race time on the motor, including practice. So this top end is all brand new. Pistons, rings, gaskets, everything. The air filter is new. The tank's in good shape. This is, as far as I know, if you look at the top of the tank, I believe this is the original paint job on here. I'm 95% sure it's original paint. And it's got a ding on it right here, but other than that, the tank's in great shape. It's got new plastic fenders on it, front and rear. It's got a new seat cover, new foam for the seat. The one thing I always look at on a vintage bike, the petcock's leaking a little bit. We've got a new petcock on order for it. It's got a slight gas leak on the petcock, so that's what the gas is right there. Look at the frame rails on the bottom, Kenny. The frame rails in this bike are in do you see any dings or dents anywhere? Like, get up and close and personal on it. What I noticed was the frame down here usually just get bashed in. This is perfect, and the frame rail appears to be on a scale of 1 to 10. It's almost a 10 on this side. Also, the peg is perfectly straight. These are lightweight steel pegs, and they bend easily. It's a thin gauge metal. The peg's perfectly straight. The brake lever is perfectly straight. Also, it has an upgraded pair of shocks on it. Check this out. It's got progressive suspension shocks on here. This is like a $400 pair of shocks. It also has been upgraded to a really nice modern hole shot tire here on the back. It's a let me see the size. It's a 110 by 18 hole shot tire. Front tire's in excellent shape. Jay had also rebuilt the front forks. So it had, the forks were previously rebuilt, the rear shocks. Actually, Jay told me the owner before him had rebuilt the forks, and he only put 3.5 hours on it. They're already done, so they didn't need anything. And the shocks were new also. One thing I'll point out, that this kicker is like brand new. Usually they're all worn out. There's no visible wear on the linkage of the kicker. The brake lever is perfect. The pegs are perfect. The cases are perfect. There's no damage on the cylinder fins. And this is a telltale sign too. Look at the exhaust pipe on this thing. Kenny, I don't see a single dent in here anywhere. Oh wait, there's one right here. One pea-sized ding up top. I think it is, that might be a manufacturing, take a look, I'll zoom in on that. That might be a manufacturing, that might have been that way from the factory. I'm sorry, I'm wrong. That's a factory stamping. There are no dents on the pipe. To me, that's a huge thing, to have the frame perfectly straight, the pipe not dented, the rims are nice and straight, the bottom of the forks, see the bottom of the forks down here? They're not all chewed up. I raced motocross back then. My RM100 by 1981 was shot. I mean, the frame rails were hammered. The rims were warped and flattened.
This is not a pickle that was turned back into a cucumber.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a real cucumber.
This is an original bike that Jay had a really good eye for picking excellent candidates for restoration. It's a lot easier to restore a bike that's already in excellent shape. and that's what he did. And he raced this bike. He bought this as a race bike, and he raced it. He documented. Him and I went over the hours. We added it up. It was 3.5 hours ride time on a completely rebuilt motor, brand new tires, and the previous owner had put the shocks and forks on, so he didn't do anything of that. But
hey, where'd you get that Bell Moto 3?
This Bell Moto 3 came from another friend of ours in the motorcycle collecting.
Is that
hobby.
a genuine?
Yeah, this is Jay Wood. This is John Wood.
John Wood.
John Wood. This came from, if you recognize this helmet, go back to the video where we bought the what was it? It was when you walk in the front door, there was a Honda Christmas special there, and his whole living room was full of kick-ass bikes, including the motocross Fox bike. This Bell Moto 3, brand new Bell Moto 3, was in his collection, and he gave me this too. So,
are there any others?
Bell Moto 3s?
Yeah.
No, I wish there was.
I haven't seen this one, and supposedly we've had it for like 6 months now. So I don't know if I believe that. Are you holding out on me, Pops?
No, this one here I had stashed away so that no one would use it. I have about a dozen helmets that I wear. But hey, Kenny, we got this jersey from John Wood also, the matching jersey.
Oh no shit!
Yep.
Shout out to John Wood. Thank you
Thanks,
very
John.
much.
He was moving down south, so hopefully he's doing well.
What's the back look like?
It's just
plain Jane.
plain Jane.
All right, rip this thing. That's enough jibber jabber.
Hey, the bike's mint. Ask yourself, where are you going to find a nicer 42-year-old motocross bike that John put 3.5? I bet you this bike doesn't have. I would estimate the total ride time on this bike under 20 hours. The frame's perfectly straight everywhere. It's also been upgraded with Renthal handlebars, modern handlebars, Renthal grips, and a Gunnar Gasser throttle. It's a much more modern throttle, so it's got a nice throttle, killer suspension, great tires. And did you see that wheelie, 5-gear wheelie? Was that nasty or what?
After my photo shoot, I was ripping it up the hill and I almost looped it out. Hand to God, feet came off the pegs. I almost pulled a Larry, but in the parking lot, that would have been really bad. That would have been really bad.
Do you remember a 77 250 as fast as this one? We've had a lot of them through. Like the CRs sucked compared to this, a CR 250 for 75, 76.
I mean, we've had some strong runners, but this one's fast as hell.
You know, should I do a whole shot on it right here?
Yeah, send it. Only one though. Okay. Only one. You get one shot, one opportunity.
One whole shot.
To seize everything you ever wanted. Holy shit. Jack! Jack! RM250 Lawn Destroyer. That was our property maintenance guy, my Uncle Jack. And he's not going to be happy when he sees the ruts in the lawn. After that 84 CR500 video last week, he came in, stormed into the office, said, "Where's Senior?"
If you can't win an AHMRI National on this bike, look in the mirror. You messed up. This thing is extremely fast. As a matter of fact, as I was ripping up here the last time, I was thinking, put me on Southwick on the national track there, right in practice when it's nice and smooth, and I'll bet you I can beat most of the vet riders out there on this thing. It's got the motor, it's pulling at least 34 horse. and it's very strong. So I can't imagine on a smooth track with a nice set of tires that I can't do a number on most modern motorcycle cross riders' ego with this vintage beast. It just is so good.
It's got long travel suspension. But what year do they swap? How many inches of travel you got in the front? At least 8, no?
So it's about, I think it has 10, I'm going to say 10 inches in the front.
10 in the front, okay.
And probably 8 in the rear.
8, okay.
Yep, so it's between 9 and 10 on the front and 7 and 8 in the rear is accurate. And
as
it has
opposed to like 6 and 4 on the 74.
Oh yeah, the 74, 75 is a total turd compared to this. This thing will, I'd be a half a lap ahead on this versus on a 74, 75. It's just the motors are so much better and the suspension's really good. And this has a lower center of gravity than a modern motocross bike that's a little bit taller. So these handle like you're on rails in the corner. Man, I'd love to take this to Southwick on the 21st if we still have it and just send it. It's fast and it shifts beautifully and it handles good. So now you know why Tony D was able to win 3 world championships on this bike, 75, 76, 77 on this particular chassis. So just an awesome machine. Loving my job today. If I sound a little excited, I am. It's just a rush riding this thing, and that's what it's about. This thing is it seems fast by today's standards to me, and I ride a lot of modern bikes too. It's awesome. So you want to add anything to that, or?
Yeah, go ride it up to the showroom. I'll close out for you.
We're pretty much done. So
yep, I'll close out for you.
What an awesome piece.
Send us your zip code for a shipping quote. Message us with any questions or call the shop, 860-454-7024. It's Ken Jr. signing off. Thanks for watching thus far. Good luck bidding and God bless America.